Rev up your engines!
Well, you want to save money on auto parts, at least in the short run? You can get killer deals now at advanced auto parts stores because they're all being closed down. Some of the discounts are up to 90%. Some stores are saying brake calipers for less than the price of a Big Mac. Hey, let me tell you, they may not have what you want, but give it a try. It's going to be for sale cheap. Advanced Auto Parts is closing 700 stores and shuttering its entire West Coast operations. So rather than sending what they got left on the West Coast to the remaining stores on the East Coast, it's having liquidation sales on those stores on the West Coast. For example, a man who calls himself ESO Man purchased $1,488 worth of parts for a Ford Expedition for $288. What a deal. He got C-vehicles, calipers, brake pads, and miscellaneous things like spare air filters, oil filters. What a deal. Another user paid $10.40 for a Mazda MX-5 Miata starter. Okay, that's the price of a Big Mac meal. Hey, pretty good deal, right? Another guy had a Lexus GX, and he got a pair of front calipers for $5.50 and a pair of rear calipers for $4.60, a rack and pinion assembly for $49, and he said they even waived the core charge. What do they want the core charge for? They're going out of business, right? So if you're looking to save money on car parts and you're on the West Coast, hey, maybe check out your Advanced Auto Parts store before he's gone. They're having a real closeout sale because they are closing out. Well, I can't help but laugh at this. You know, Stellantis, Carlos Tavares, the head of Stellantis, quit, and everybody's saying, they got to turn around. They got to turn them around. Well, here's how they're turning it around, and I'm not making this up. Are they making them better? No. Are they making them cheaper? No. They're redesigning the hood ornaments. Yes, indeed, people. This is the truth. Ram has a new patent for a modern truck hood ornament, and it's the Ram, but it's all kind of Art Deco. It's not smooth. It's more rectangular shapes and angular. No, Ram, don't build your vehicles better. Don't stop charging $80,000 for a fancy pickup. Change the hood ornament. That'll save everything. You know, this is even beyond rearranging the deck as the ship sinks. Look, this is going to fix it. I could see him at a big meeting of these board meeting for Stellantis and Ram and Chrysler and Dodge, right? How can we fix our problems? Look, we've redesigned the Ram ornament. That'll save us. People will just flock to buy it because they like that new ornament. Hey, I think people are a little bit smarter than that. Now, if they aren't, then they get their just desserts. They can buy one of those crappy things that falls apart, right? But if they think this is going to turn them around by redesigning the hood ornament, they got another thing coming. Well, here's something that, if it actually comes to fruition, Ford may wish they'd never done it in the first place. Ford is now developing an in-car voice feedback system, so you can curse at the engineers in real time. If you got a car, you're mad at the people who made it. Well, Ford's now proposing a system that lets owners at the driver's seat complain about what's wrong. Ford has now applied for a patent on an electronic system that will patiently listen to your feedback and pass it along to Ford Motor Company in the form of good old-fashioned service tickets, neatly categorized and tagged. In this patent application, the process starts by getting to the infotainment system, and you go to where you're prompted to record and send feedback to Ford. And they claim Ford will patiently listen to negative or positive comments. I kind of doubt that. They'll probably keep all the positive ones, use them for ads, and throw all the negative ones in the garbage can, right? They claim that this feedback would be stored in both voice and text, and then fired off to the cloud. And then it's supposed to be crunched by a pair of artificial intelligent algorithms. But of course, we all know what's going to happen is they'll just make it another PR. Like when you complain on something online to a manufacturer and say, hey, this was the worst thing I got, then you get a stereotypical pre-programmed response that will say, oh, we're so sorry you don't like our service. Please feel free to contact me. And he's some BS manager somewhere, and we'll see what we can do. They don't do anything about it, right? But but they give this response that automatically comes out. Now, there's a diagram. Somebody got a hold of this patent. There's a diagram that shows an email response. And here's exactly what it says. This is out of their patent request. So this isn't something somebody made up. 2, customer contact information from Experience Commitment Team. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to share your feedback based on your comments. We recognize some of your experience has been disappointing. Maintaining your trust and loyalty is of utmost importance to us. If your issue has not been resolved through your local dealership and you would like further assistance from the Customer Relationship Center, please respond to this email. Thank you for being a part of our extended family. Sincerely, the Experience Commitment Team. Yeah, now this is out of Ford's patent application, so it's a real thing. That's how they expect to respond to it. The same old BS. Send us an email. We'll ignore the damn thing. Hey, one layer of crap on top of another layer of crap doesn't fix anything. I mean, it looks like a great... Maybe you'll get it off your chest. You go, this car's a piece of crap. It keeps breaking. I mean, la la. They won't do anything about it. But, they'll let you vent your emotions on them. And you'll get a form letter saying, please email us with your problem. And yeah, we'll get to it in the next 20,000 years. Well, some chief car analysts agree with me. Carl Brewer of IC Cars says, and I quote, "Remember when the Cybertruck was going to be Tesla's F-150? I think the Tesla Cybertruck can officially be considered a flop." Now, there's a lot of things going into that. To give you the facts, 2023, Ford sold 750,000 F-Series. Their own electric pickup truck sold a whopping 24,000 units. Ford, that makes 90-something% of their profit off the F-150 line, sold all those F-150s, 750,000 of them, but they only sold 24,000 of the electric ones. It's not just the Cybertruck, it's electric trucks themselves. People don't want them. And then when you build a big, ugly one that breaks down and has problems, people really don't want them. The resale value is down the toilet. And they don't fit what people want. They don't want electric pickup trucks. They want gasoline or diesel that can go forever, go everywhere, get stuck. There's people out there that know how to fix them, right? It's a whole plethora of reasons why electric pickup trucks are a stupid idea. Ford at least had the common sense. They split Ford and Ford electric vehicles into separate companies. So that if the electric company goes out of business, Ford's still rolling along, making their regular trucks and making a lot of money. Of course, at one point in time, old Elon said that, his Cybertruck, he was going to just blow away the F-150 line. Well, guess what? It was the other way around. He got blown all over the place with this stupid Cybertruck. It's not just that it's an electric truck. There's all kinds of other problems, but the main gist is it's an electric pickup. People don't want electric pickup trucks. They just don't go the range. They cost too much money. People don't know how to fix them. They don't understand. I mean, you think these people are in a car business, they'd understand, right? Guys have pickup trucks. They work on them themselves, or they have a friend who works on them for them. They can't have some electric truck that nobody knows how to work on and then it's stuck there. So, hey, good riddance to the Cybertruck. That's what I say. Well, Trump's been in one day and already these European CEOs, some of them actually like it. Richard Edelman says, "I think Trump gives America a really good chance to revive its animal spirit. There will be less regulation, more energy supply, and there'll be a sense of markets functioning and less regulation. I think it's a shot in the arm for business." Stephen von Rizvik says, "I think it's a wake-up call for Europe. I think that Europe needs to really focus on the economy and on growth. We need to become more competitive. We need to invest more in AI. We need to invest in the Capital Markets Union to improve things." The rollback of DEI initiatives, actually, there's a lot of people that are for that. But there are people in Europe who are against them because, of course, they're part of the status quo. A guy by the name of Sander Vance Noorden says, "I don't think the rollback DEI initiatives is a welcome change. Some businesses are pulling back some parts of their DEI programs. Most businesses I talk to are navigating and staying the course. Why? Because it's good for business. Wham, wham, wham." Okay, all this diversity stuff, as far as I'm concerned, is total nonsense. Why on earth somebody get a job because of what they look like versus what they're able to do? Of course you want a merit-based system. Long time ago, Napoleon was one of the first big ones for that. He saw, hey, all these officers in the army, they just got it because they were counts, they had money, they were rich, and they're running armies. They have no idea what they're doing. Throw them out and put in people who are there who are showing that they can do this job, and then promote them because they're doing the job correctly, right? I mean, it only makes sense. Do you want to be flying in an airplane where the pilot got the job because of DEI, not because of his ability to fly an airplane and do it correctly without killing anybody, right? Come on, do you want a surgeon to be operating on you because of some diversity initiative? No, of course you don't. Now, all systems, of course, aren't perfect. They're corrupt. But, I mean, do you want the corruption to go even further? If you got a corrupt system, then you throw another corrupt system on top saying this person gets a job because of the way they look. No, it makes it even worse. And yeah, nothing's perfect, but at least you got to start at something to try to get rid of all the corruption that's endemic and then layers of more corruption on top of that. You got to start somewhere, and merit is the only thing that makes any sense. If somebody do a job, great, promote them. Somebody doesn't do a job, no, they get fired. Or they get demoted to taking the trash out or something, right? Some of these European guys, they agree, and some are saying, no, that's not fair for the diversity index. Blah. That's what I say. People have to be able to do their jobs, or society falls apart. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.